has burst their bonds apart and cast their cords from us. So this is the age-old problem that as fallen sons and daughters of Adam we have, that we're created by God, we're created for His glory, we're created to love Him and to love others, but our natural tendency is to do something very different. Our natural tendency is to say, I don't want God. I don't want God to be who He is. I don't want God as the ruler of heaven and earth. I don't want God as the one who determines what's right and wrong and true and false. It says, let us cast their cords from us, speaking of the Lord and His anointed. The Lord and this blessed man that is introduced to us in Psalm 1. They say, let us cast their cords away from us. We don't want to be under the rule of God, under the rule of the one true God. We don't necessarily have a problem with some kind of a God somewhere, but when we talk about God actually ruling and reigning, God being Lord, God being the sovereign King of the universe, we have a big problem with that, don't we? Naturally speaking, we want to be a law to ourselves. We want to determine for ourselves what's right and wrong or true or false, or try to. Now, no one can really do that, but that's what we want to try to do. So what is the response? It says, oh, the Lord, He who sits in the heavens laughs, and the Lord holds them in derision. Derision is He scoffs at them. He mocks them who say, we're going to cast the cord away from us. We're going to be our own God, be our own ultimate. He laughs, he mocks at it because it's such a foolish notion that anyone could be their own God or their own ultimate. Now maybe you say, I don't even believe in God, and yet we all have an ultimate, don't we? We all have a sense of right and wrong, but we may attribute that to something other than God. We may attribute it to just evolution or our upbringing or society or something else, but when it comes down to it, our real problem is with God, with Him who sits in the heavens, with the blessed man who does not sit in the seat of scoffers. Hey, brother.
How you doing?
Good to see you. You met Everett, right?
Yeah, yep.
So it says to these people who are in rebellion against God and against the blessed man of Psalm 1, these people, He says to them that He will speak to them in His wrath and terrify them in His fury. So God is, He's a good God. He's a loving God. He says that He is love. But He's also a God of justice and a God of truth. And this God, the God who's revealed in these Psalms, the God who's revealed in the holy book that we call the Bible, He is also a God of wrath because He is a righteous God. But then He will speak to them in His wrath and terrify them in His fury, saying, as for me, I've set my King upon my holy hill of Zion. We see God seeing the problem, seeing the need that we have, sent this blessed man into the world, sent the man who would live perfectly and die sacrificially and rise triumphantly, sent the man who would be a refuge to those who trust in Him. So this man is revealed in Psalm 1 and 2, that He is the blessed man, and He is the King that God has set upon His